And I'm not ready for a world champion at his caliber yet. But I don't know. I haven't thought about that possibility.
I mean, could you envision that someday?
I don't know. I think.
Had you over. I don't see this happening. I'm just thinking, are you mad? So anyway, but if it happened, if it was real.
And fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight.
Size discrepancy. Joshua's never enjoyed the size benefit like he has going into the fight with Jake Paul. And the only thing about it that could be real or look real or sound real is if he goes out and he plans and he threatens and he does the best of his ability to break Jake.
Jake Paul just shocked the entire boxing world by canceling his fight with Anthony Joshua barely 3 weeks before the showdown, and the sport has spiraled into absolute chaos. Fans are stunned, analysts are scrambling for answers, and every corner of social media is erupting with theories.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that possibility.
I mean, could you envision that someday?
I don't know. I think.
I mean, he can't.
Accusations and frustration. This wasn't just any fight. It was a global spectacle in the making. A clash between a heavyweight superstar and boxing's most controversial disruptor. And overnight, the entire hype machine collapsed in front of millions.
He's obviously very, very tall. Looking up, my tallest opponent, my eyes are at his, chest level.
The moment the news broke, everything changed. Jake Paul's confidence, once loud and unshakable, suddenly looked fragile. Standing across from Anthony Joshua in previous face-offs, the nerves were already there. You could see it in the tension in his jaw, the forced bravado, the way his eyes shifted
against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers.
The size difference was overwhelming. AJ looked like a monster next to him, a sculpted, seasoned heavyweight with power that ends careers. Jake Paul admitted it himself more than once. This wasn't just about skill or movement. This was...
I don't have much because I wasn't there. I don't know everything that happened, and of course, I'm not going to jump on once.
Raw intimidation. And fans could feel it. The chatter online exploded, and every new comment added fuel to the controversy. Then things got messier. Eddie Hearn stepped in and confirmed what everyone feared. Legal...
I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out, oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be injured in 4 months.
Action was now looming. This wasn't simple drama. This was turning into a full-blown courtroom war. Contracts, obligations, financial penalties. Everything was now on the table. The fight wasn't just dead. It had become a battlefield of...
He's toxic. I feel like you can put any top heavyweight in the world up here, and he'll probably say the same thing about them all. So it's just him as a person, and then he just needs a beat.
Egos and business deals. Fans were left wondering what really happened behind the scenes, and rumors spread like wildfire. Even Showbiz, the adult, refused to pick sides, pointing out how tangled and messy the situation had become. Every opinion...
I'm just saying, if the rumors are true, you know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and I heard they were just looking for a reason to part ways.
Opinion created more confusion than clarity, and fans were left drowning in speculation. And as expected, the frustration was real. Pulling out only a few weeks before a mega event isn't a small thing. It's a disaster. It feels disrespectful to the sport. Fans feel cheated. Promoters are livid. And every excuse Jake Paul gives gets dissected, debated, and doubted online. Criticism came fast and heavy. Many began questioning...
Might be cashing out because the big purses that he's pulling, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, they're dropping slowly but surely. So maybe, just maybe, this might be his last fight, getting in there with Anthony Joshua and getting knocked out.
Jake's professionalism, his mindset, and whether he truly understood the magnitude of what he signed up for. This wasn't a YouTuber boxing another YouTuber. This was stepping into the ring with a man who has knocked out elite heavyweights. Was Jake ever ready for that? Anthony Joshua didn't hold back either. He went on the offensive, painting Jake Paul as a toxic distraction, someone who brings more chaos than credibility. AJ made it clear this wasn't just about boxing ability. It was about character, about responsibility.
Bigger head guards, bigger gloves, so stuff like speed and like athleticism plays more of a factor because you're able.
About respect for the craft. Fans and analysts began debating whether this fight would have been an explosion of entertainment or an outright disaster. And ironically, Jake's withdrawal has only intensified the debate. Charlemagne jumped into the chaos as well, hinting at deeper internal issues behind Jake Paul's sudden exit. If even a fraction of these rumors are true, this isn't just a fight cancellation. It's a fracture, a break in relationships, business ties, trust, and loyalty. Something bigger.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other.
May have pushed Jake to walk away, and the public wants answers. But the harshest breakdowns came from within boxing itself. Johnny Nelson didn't hold back for a second. He suggested Jake Paul may have finally reached the point where the risk massively outweighed the reward. For years, Jake had been stacking up huge paydays fighting smaller names, faded legends, or safe opponents. But stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua, a prime, physically monstrous heavyweight, was a completely different reality. Nelson questioned whether Jake...
A very dangerous night's work, and AJ will be, people say, oh, will he take it easy on it? AJ will be AJ. He don't mess around, he don't play with his food. He'll be going in there looking to take him out as soon as possible.
Ever intended to go through with it. And fans split into two camps. One side calls Jake smart for walking away from potential destruction. The other side calls him a coward. The narrative has exploded. A young, loud, hyped fighter suddenly shrinks back from the biggest challenge of his career. This isn't just about business. This is a defining moment that will follow Jake Paul for years. Lawrence Okolie then delivered his own brutal assessment. He cut straight through the hype and laid down the truth. Skill versus spectacle. In his eyes, Jake's flashy speed, movement, and athleticism wouldn't carry him far against someone like Anthony Joshua. AJ isn't just big, he's experienced.
Whatever happened to be exciting?
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going to an ambulance, bro.
Polished and deadly. Okolie made it clear that all the soft gloves, technique drills, and fancy pad work Jake posts online wouldn't hide the glaring gaps in his boxing IQ. For many fans, Okolie's comments were the moment they realized just how massive the skill gap truly was. David Hayes' analysis added even more weight to the reality check. He emphasized how Jake's power, while impressive against smaller men, would feel like a mild breeze to someone of AJ's caliber. Side by side, the difference between the two men is almost absurd. Strength, size, knockout power, ring IQ, everything tilts heavily, overwhelmingly in Joshua's favor. Hay didn't sugarcoat the truth, stepping into...
Do it or not, this is a car crash. And people will watch it, because that's what people do at car crashes. That's what...
The ring with AJ could expose every weakness Jake has spent years hiding behind fancy production and careful matchmaking. Eddie Hearn couldn't have been more blunt either. He reiterated that Anthony Joshua doesn't take fights lightly. No charity, no favors, no holding back. If Jake had actually stepped into that ring, AJ's mission would have been simple: neutralize him fast and brutally. Hearn painted a picture fans could easily visualize. One mistake from Jake, one opening, and Joshua would swarm. This wasn't hype. It was a warning. And then came Derek Chisora, the man who never holds back. His take was chilling. He stated clearly that Jake Paul...
Discrepancy. Joshua's never enjoyed the size benefit like he has going into the fight with Jake Paul. And the only thing about it that could be real or look real or sound real is if he goes out and he plans and he threatens and he does the best of his ability to break...
Simply didn't possess the physical tools needed to share a ring with a man like Joshua. Excitement and social media clout won't save you from the reality of a heavyweight's punch. Chisora described a nightmare scenario where one clean shot from AJ could land Jake Paul straight into the hospital. This wasn't exaggeration. It was raw truth from someone who knows the brutality of heavyweight boxing firsthand. Frank Warren added yet another layer to the storyline, describing the fight as a slow-motion disaster that fans simply couldn't look away from. He admitted what many were thinking. The fight would have been chaos, dangerous, unpredictable, and filled with drama.
His career, if he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's -- contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua seriously hurts this guy, and puts this guy in hospital?
And boxing fans love that kind of spectacle, even if it's a mismatch, even if it's dangerous. Warren's analogy of a car crash captivated audiences because it was painfully accurate. You know something bad may happen, but you just can't look away. Chael Sonnen made the situation sound even more extreme. He highlighted the staggering size difference between the two men, one of the biggest mismatches in modern boxing history. Sonnen emphasized that fighting someone like Joshua doesn't just require courage. It requires flawless execution and zero hesitation. One mistake could alter your life forever. Sonnen's words turned this from entertainment into a cautionary tale. Finally, Duke McKenzie broke it down from a financial and physical perspective. For Jake Paul, the payday would have been astronomical, career-changing money. But the danger? Equally massive. McKenzie stated the obvious question. Was the money worth potentially being demolished on global television? And even worse, could the damage end his career or cause irreversible harm? His analysis exposed the duality of the entire saga. Massive reward, massive danger. And Jake Paul ultimately chose to walk away. Now, here we are. The Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua saga is in full meltdown mode, and the fallout is only beginning. From the shocking cancellation to the brutal assessments from Hay, Chisora, Sonnen, and others, one thing is clear. This fight was never going to be simple. The hype was huge, the drama was bigger, and the risks were enormous. Jake Paul's decision has now opened the door to new questions. Was this strategic? Was it fear? Was it internal friction? Or was the pressure simply too much? Anthony Joshua stands untouched, still a force, still a threat, still the man Jake Paul couldn't bring himself to face. And Jake? His credibility is hanging by a thread. Now it's your turn. Did Jake Paul make the right call, or did he expose the limits of his boxing hype once and for all? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The debate is just beginning.